Right, very good morning. So, as the title says, things are changing rapidly. Spent most of this morning and it has given me a banging bad head. But I've just taken the Sumatriptan 50 milligram tablet, and I've got some exciting things for you. Really exciting. Who we got here? Very good morning, Dan. Very good morning. Now, here's the topics today. Those topics include Superbase of Singapore. I have no idea what the time is in Singapore, but for since 8 o'clock this morning, emails have been bouncing to Singapore and back. And what they've advised me was to delete everything on Superbase bar one thing, which is seekingyou.org. Reason why? Kevin explained in great detail, and I'm really thankful for him giving me the detail. They use dedicated servers, and even though the Seeking You is built by artificial intelligence, guess what? There's still a human being doing their coding. And he said that I had to bring everything down to just the one, which is Seeking You. I did that on Bolt, and then he advised me again to go through the same process on Superbase. So that's all done. Who else we got? We got Kevin Hawthorne. Good morning from Florida. Hey, tell you what it is, man. The hope is, in a short space of time, I can come across to Florida. There's a place I wanted to go to in Florida. Disney World. But apparently, from people I spoke to, you need about a month because it's gigantic. So I'll pick a time where the weather is nice. No hurricanes coming in. So I'll pick a time like that. And what I would like to say, Kevin, is this. Yeah. I want to break into the American market. Now, what I've done is I'm just going to shut. No, I'll just leave that. I've got 3 windows open, all to do with YouTube, because I have changed a channel. I've changed it to something I was doing yesterday. I did a little 3-minute plus video where I was showing prices, nothing else. It was just prices. Because people who have doubted, and there's been lots of them, they doubt this and they doubt that and they doubt the other. Well, when you have to pay money, whether it's dollars, pound sterling, that makes it real. And one of the things I've done was this. I'm going to I'll jump between different bits, but it's all to do with artificial intelligence. I think it's a buzzword. And it's going to create full-time employment for people, you know? So when I started this project with AI, I didn't do like jump straight in head first. No. I looked at people on YouTube, and those people turned around and they said several different things. Christian from We Are No Code was showing you different models, likes of Bolt, Lovable, Cursor, Windsurf, etc. So I watched what people were doing. And the video I did last night, I came across a woman, and this woman was on about you can do something instead of like being limited to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, etc. You can do 30 minutes. Now, on my GitHub, there are 13 repositories. Strange term, but it's there. And what I want to explain to you is this. Christian's words when I watched his very first YouTube channel. And it was this. Having an idea that you believe will make money. And he says, before you attempt to do anything on those I've just mentioned, write it down on a bit of paper. Now, normally I would use an A4 pad. So there. What we got? Morning, what have I missed? Well, you're just at the beginning. I'm just explaining to Dan and to Kevin what's happened. And there's some exciting stuff. On YouTube now, there is this channel. There is Geordie Nation, which has my picture with a guitar. There is also something which is going to come. That is a show. The show is going to be, the pilot is 10 minutes long. Okay? And what I have to do in this show is I have to do a script. Okay? The show is based in Newcastle upon Tyne, but it also can expand to the whole of the United Kingdom. Why? I'm using something in the show that is everywhere. It's a bird. It's a magpie bird, and they're everywhere in the UK. Now, what I came across was you can expand what would be a small segment, 1, 2, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You can now expand that to 30 minutes. And here's the exciting part. It's going to be mixing real world with CGI, computer generated images, and the style. You can have a whole host of different styles. I've gone for realistic. Good morning, Road Dog. Good morning. And what I'm trying to do with this new show is this. This, what you're watching now, my main channel, will keep going. The next one, which is Geordie Nation, that is going to be whatever's happening in the northeast of England. And that will be sport, tourism, etc. It's all crunched together. The Mighty Magpie show, that is St James's Park. What you got here? Is this a TV show? Yes, it is. It's a television show, and the beauty of this television show will be the crown jewels. Now, the crown jewels, it needs to be built from the ground up. The cameras that are used in this new project, they have to be broken apart and redesigned, because it's part one of two, and that includes how you watch as well. So yeah, very exciting stuff. Currently working from home, got the stream up, life's good. Brilliant. Yesterday, I was drenched. I mean, absolutely drenched. The coat, which is behind me, this, is still drying out. That's how drenched I was yesterday. But I had a very positive meeting. And the point of, like, in the title of this is new work opportunities, not just for myself, no, for you out there. And that's one of the things that Christian, who's a wonderful guy, he's American, just like Kevin is, yeah, he said, before you dip your toes into AI, have the idea. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. So that's what I've done. But I got so excited. And the reason why I got so excited was this. I asked Copilot of Microsoft Edge. Every single one I've asked the same thing to. Copilot turned around and says, very complex idea and nothing else. The other one was Gemini. Again, nothing else. What I've since found out was, crazy this bit, Gemini has gone from the model I have 2.5, and then it's gone from 2.5 to 2.5 Pro. There's only one problem with that though. You've got to pay. you have to put money down with what you're trying to do, which is why Bolt, Lovable, Claude came in. And I have you good people to thank for that, because you said you could obviously see I was struggling writing code. And hand on heart, I was. If I've got somebody next to me, brilliant. You know, I can write, I can type for fun. Don't you understand, sir? I can type for fun. Check out some of my posts on Facebook, Paul Gallant 1. You'll see huge posts. Spelling, the punctuation is off. It is. But it still doesn't stop us. And that's my point. I'm considering buying a first person drone. What do you think? Years and years ago, I got the opportunity, and I've still got it. I bought a helicopter, which is about that big. I lived in West Denton at the time, and it's radio controlled, so you get the unit with your, and your bits, and then it went up. The wind caught it. I panicked, and I dropped the unit to catch it. Didn't realize how stupid a thing that was at the time, because the aerial went. But yeah, so you're considering a drone. There is some fantastic ones. 4K, so your picture quality is outstanding, and you can get like some really expensive ones. They're quite big in size. So yeah. Who has told you these work opportunities? Me. You see, look at it this way, right? I've mentioned this in previous YouTube lives. Over the course of, we're in the 5th month. So over the course of 8 months, yeah, I watch a lot of business stuff, like Bloomberg, BBC, Sky, and things like that. And what they've said is artificial intelligence has massive potential. And when I looked at it, the figures, like Kevin's American, so all the figures are in dollars, and they're talking between $2 to $5 trillion by 2030. So what happens if a British guy comes along and thinks, let's try this? It won't be in dollars. It has to be in pound sterling, because that's what we use here. And what I've learned is this. When you go onto the likes of bolt.new and you type your message in, it comes up with a little prompt, which is at the top of the screen. Yeah. And that says download, which once you've got something, you download. So you've got a thing on your laptop or your computer about what you've just typed, and then it'll say connect, and that's to a dedicated server, which costs money as well. Don't forget that one. So this has all been part of adult learning, yeah, and it's had its hiccups where I've been trying to look at code, but because there's nobody here, like either side of us, turn around, whoa, what are you doing? There's nobody. And like the plant that's over there, where is it? Over there, yeah, it can't talk. So it can't turn around and say, whoa, before you do that, think about it. What I got excited about was the fact I had given a prompt and I've refined the prompt. So I'm not going, can you build XYZ and it must have this. What you get in a prompt now that I've learned is everything goes into a paragraph. Every single bit goes into that paragraph. Example, www.seekingyou.org. I tried to get .com, somebody else had got it. So I got .org instead. What I should have done was .co.uk, which I can change next year. But here's the best bit. The key words I said was Facebook / TikTok. And it was for content creators. Anybody that's on YouTube. Anybody that's on TikTok or another platform. And the reason why was this. With TikTok, it takes 70% of what you earn. I wanted to role reversal. Company gets 30%, content creator 70%. So what we got here, products like Bolt are very good at making skeleton projects, but further than AI isn't there yet. Oh yes it is. Oh yes it is. AI is what AI is doing. There's an old game from donkeys years ago. It's called Leapfrog, where in the game you jump over the person in front of you, and then they jump over you. You know what I mean? That's what AI is doing. And the reason why is this. There are projects. Flow is one. Flow is only available in certain countries, not in Europe. But Flow has massive potential. Who owns Flow? The biggest search engine in the known universe. And you think how much money it makes. Right. I took a look at Geordie Nation repo for you. It's a mess. Yeah, you're telling me. You are telling me. This is the problem, you see. Which is why I said in a previous live video, it's already coming out with something and saying, you type in a prompt in a box, yeah, and it will code for you. But here's the best bit. Take a person who is a noob. I think that's what the correct pronunciation is. A noob. Yeah? You put somebody in the seat as a noob and turn around and say to them, right, have you got a good idea? Yeah. Stick it in that prompt box and watch this happen. And then all of a sudden, one side of your screen goes, and there's lines of code in JS, Vite, React, to name a few. I sat there right here in this chair and gave it, and it was a and I was like, oh my God. Now, like Dan was just saying there, to me, that I was like, my head just went boom. It did. And this is what I was explaining to Kevin this morning from Superbase. I didn't think I could swim. I thought I could surf the blooming wave. But it doesn't work that way. Which is why when you, like, you know, Seeking You has 400 and I think it's 429 errors. And I was like, wow. So yes, it can, give you generate lots of code. So, it goes all the way down. But what is the point of doing that if, the example, Seeking You, you go to sign up for the very first account and it keeps coming back, error, 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 error. What's the point? So I learned from that experience. Now, months later, it's a case of I'll give it a prompt, or I'll give something a prompt like Claude or whatever, and I'll say within the prompt, right at the bottom, please check and verify the code is clean. And what else we got here? No offense, I'm a full stack developer, so I think I have. Yes, you're a full stack developer. I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, it's Maker with a double R at the end. If I've got your pronunciation wrong, my apologies. I'm a bit dyslexic. But when I was like asking like for a full stack, what is a full stack? No idea. I just was like watching Christian in the beginning say, you could do this. So I was like, okay. You know the old term, copy and paste. Copy. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Because I was like in the beginning part, which is HTML5. And I was either 2 or 3 parts from moving from HTML5 to the next one, CSS. Again, ain't got a clue what CSS is. Now, was it I use AI to help me write boring bits? Is the boring bits in code? Oh, right. I can promise you it would make the next Facebook in one prompt. No, it won't. What it did was it gave a shell and then it said, what do you think? And here, so all this code in all these different Reacts, JS, Vite, And there were so many different parts of code. My head was swimming. And I'd rather be honest than try and say anything different, especially if I don't know anything about the subject. Right. The difference is when you actually understand what is going on. Exactly. You see, years and years ago, right, when I was leaving comprehensive school, the old, I think they were called 386. They were Amstrad, Commodore, with the old CRT monitor. They were coming into what the receptionist said a computer suite. But I decided my mum needed help with money to spend, because the daddy figure was like pure alcoholic, and it was crippling her because she was doing double shifts at work and then coming home and then going to work and like clean a restaurant. And I was like, do I do sixth form or do I put some money in my mum's hand so she can get stuff? Hard choice, but I thought it was the best at the time. Right. If you continue you'd learn what CSS. Yeah, you're all right. But the one thing I wanted to have, I wanted to have a fallback. That fallback for me was having two things on the internet where people could go in and have an explore and create a profile page, invite their friends so they could do a profile page, and if one of their friends had a business, they could create a business profile. That was the remit. Pardon me. Most developers would probably rather build the app from scratch. I would agree. Yeah. Using an AI generated shell, usually it's quicker to spin up something you built from scratch as you understand. Yeah, I fully understand where you're coming from. Then use AI to fill in the gaps or optimize small bits of logic. That's from JP. What job did you do when you left school? That was general engineering. Went to work in a massive factory, and we did bits of CNC, drilling, electrics, stuff like that. It was like different modules. I'm going to send you an email. It'll fix the auth for CNU. We need access to your Supabase and Codebase. I'm interested to see what you do from there. All I want with CNU was the original plan. And the original plan, that's to make was this. With Facebook and TikTok, both of them turn around and say, if you're going to make a payment for a service, your bank details, yeah? I wanted to change it. So it was your bank details and a cryptocurrency wallet. And the reason was this: to build on the cryptocurrency wallet an ecosystem linked when the person goes live. So, example, you go live on TikTok and people, if they like your content, they might send you a universe, they might send you a money gun, a choo-choo train sort of thing. And all of these things, what they would do is, I've seen people like the weatherman, I think he's called, on TikTok. He had 1.5 million watching a stream about the conditions on the south coast of England. There was a big storm coming in, and I thought, he's got 1.5 million people watching, and people are gifting, people are like coming down to where he was in his car, and they were like, there's a cuppa for you, there's a bacon bap for you, there's a sandwich. And this was all the way through alive, what he was doing. And I was like, yeah, that's really good. However, the downside is all of those galaxies, universes, choo-choo trains, planes, and all the rest of these gifts people were giving him, they were taking 70%. Now, if they've reduced it to, say, 50%, wouldn't be so bad. But no, they're aggressive. So Dan is saying, make us saying about just above Dan, we'll also send you proof. That's brilliant. See, everything I've got in my videos is, I think the idea is brilliant, and that's why I've used the different AI to build. And what I really wanted was that expert, like tap you on the shoulder, whoa, what are you doing? Stop and think. And I've never had that. I've got a car outside. I can't drive it because it has some problems with it. It doesn't have an MOT to start with, but it's fixing the problems, get the MOT, and then I can go into city centre, go into a college, and say, this is what I want to learn. But I want to learn it with like Mary Jane, Pat, and I'd do that, no problem. And if I'm struggling with, like, on your keyboard, yeah, where you've got the letter M on your keyboard, the next key to it is like hold on, try and get this right. It's like that, yeah? And then it goes the opposite way. When you're typing that, you have to press, you don't just press it, you've got to press something else, then that. And sometimes you have to put like a letter in the middle. And that's basic stuff. It really is. You know, it's tight. I'm on the base level, but you know, this is what adult learning's all about. You know, and this is because these adult learning videos, I want it to be a series. So at some point, maybe 2026, 2027, some poor sod who is somewhere else in the UK who wants to do something, they can look at it and go, right, well, we'll follow this and like see where it goes. And with Seeking You, Geordie Nation, they'll be live by then. People will be interacting, you know, with friends, family, workmates, and people in different neighbourhoods, different places within the UK, Europe, and beyond. And I want to do a roadmap. Right, what we got? Daryl, you seem to have a bit of a great mate. Yeah. So drop it. Okay. I saw somebody yesterday who is an expert. And the title of this is what I spoke to that person about yesterday. So, you know, I'm doing everything I possibly can to gain full time employment. That's what the person from Upper Parliament Street in Nottingham City Centre is all about. Disability employment. Yeah? Employment, full time work. I'm tired of, that's what I was saying to the person yesterday. I'm tired and I am drained. So I'm trying. What else we got? They take 70% because they dominate. Yes, you're spot on, mate. You're spot on. And what you got to remember is this: TikTok. Yeah, who built it? Who built TikTok? The Chinese. You put the Chinese marketplace against the United Kingdom, and we're about that big. Because here in the UK, I think, you tell me if I'm wrong, I think there's about 67 million people live here. So that against 1 point something billion, well, like we're down. Do you know what I mean? Eric, if you believe that, please toodle on. And that's the last thing. That's the last time I'll see it. Stop pumping money into these AI. You cannot fathom. Save the money and fix your motor. Well, Universal Credit, who is obviously a troll, yeah, to you, the person I met yesterday is an expert. They have over 20 years experience. And like I got told yesterday evening when I got back, and I was soaked to the bone. Here's the daft bit. Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? Because I had that in my pocket yesterday. I couldn't get it out. And the reason I couldn't get it out, when I left the office of this person. I went to Iceland and I got a little tiny bit of shopping. Wasn't a lot. Now, 45 minutes and 29 seconds, and I've got one like. Come on, people. You see, what I want to say to you is this, right? It's called a chevron. Okay. Duels, pulls, and pip whips. How many jobs? You're just doing the same thing that Eric was doing at the end of the day, and universal credit. If you're in here to troll, you're kind of wasting your time. I am so focused. You're just wasting your time. So, you know, he probably thinks you are nuts. A long time ago, yeah, a long time ago, before any of you in chat were born, there was a family up in the northeast of England, and one of them was an engineer, and everybody else from Manchester, Liverpool, Leeds, etc., thought he was raving bonkers. Absolutely raving bonkers. Guess what? He won his bet all them years ago. And because he won his bet against all the odds, people now travel throughout the world on a railway. Yeah. True story, that. Hey up, Pastor. Paul on Wall Street. Was it? AA. Hi, Paul. On what Wall Street will you have the offices? Wall Street's in the United States of America. I'm British. You're an expert in self-love and... Okay. Try that one on for size. You see, here's the thing. I said in the description of this live, you either believe or you don't. And if you don't, why are you here? And what I'm going to say to you is this. What I'm trying to do will happen. One person has already turned around and said they're going to send an email. So that's one person. There are 1, 2, 3. That's 4 people now. Right. Hiya, so-called Geordie. Extra super gaming lad. I cannot wait to play Streets of Home. Excellent, Maker. Yeah, excellent. I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Really sorry about that. Wall Street. Why would you never read the comment? Is hi Paul, on what? Oh, my bad. I thought it said wall. My bad there. Right, go back that one. Why would you never read the comments properly? It's so I apologize. That's the dyslexia. My eyes read and then my brain kind of like turns around. No, I won't be playing at Sam Fender's gig. What I do hope is this: there's a couple of different things. If the club accepts the NFT carousel, if the club accepts the Mighty Magpie show, I may turn round and say, well, I've got an album, chuck it their way and say, any chance of a night at St. James's Park? Or a night at the new stadium, if they are, because nobody knows at the moment. Nobody's got a Scooby-Doo. Right, Jeremy. Oh, so you didn't answer the question. Never mind. Well, what I'm looking at is this: an office environment for Seeking You, Geordie Nation. That's what I'm looking for. If I get me way, there are going to be 50 jobs in both, and the following 12 months, another 50, which probably means from one space expanding to the next office. And what I want in the offices of Seeking You and Geordie Nation is a room where you can fit about 12 or thereabouts. And that's going to be glass, that was it, the frosted glass with the brain room. So ideas come from that room. Now, I've got 18 people here. However, let's get them likes up, man. This is the real McCoy. Is the job centre helping you on this? Yes, they are. I want to be able to turn around and say that lovely little signature in that section of universal credit. Thanks for having us. Bye. That's it. And then with being a founder is turn around and say to Newcastle Job Centre through Nottingham Job Centre, there are vacancies. This. And like I say, be in two places at the same time. I'm not going to be in two places at the same time. No, I'm just going to be here. Any thoughts on your move for? Very unsure on that one, so-called Geordie, because of what happened yesterday. Very unsure indeed. I think, I don't know if I'm right though, but I think Eddie wants to handle whoever's going to come in, whether it's Brian Mbeumo, Jonathan Davids, of the French league. The kid from, is it Holland as well? Do you have a business plan which is providing funding? What I can do for any of these enterprises is this. I've got a magic card. That magic card is I can build dead easily. I fund my account on Waves, and then I create something on there and say to the community, which is, I think it's 5-6 million strong. This is what my idea is. Will you give me one of them? And I'm going to give you 20,000 of said coin. And the likelihood is that when you're offering that, it's a freebie to them, because they have they give you that the thumbs up to say yes, you've got our vote, and they collect like 20,000 of that, and then you go to the next page, and that page is you sell it away as it is, or you set your own price. And both things you can do, and then it gets traded there and anywhere you put it. So you can put it on Coinbase, you can put it on Binance, BitBuy, stuff like that. Right. What happened yesterday? I had a very important meeting yesterday where I mentioned in that meeting yesterday artificial intelligence and explained what I was going to do with it. And the person was an expert. Will people on UC get priority on job applications? What I want with Seeking You and Geordie Nation is there's going to be a scheme within each, and that is you come in, you do like answer the telephone, answer queries, sales, that sort of thing. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, that sort of thing. And let's say somebody moves from another department and you fancy that job, someone will train you up for that. And that was why when I was showing you the certificate I had when I was on the buses, it was just to say to you, I want the same thing. So you won't just get the promotion, a different job, but you'll also get a bonus. And the bonus, do what you want with it. It's entirely up to you. Well, here's the thing, yeah, AE, the more people that know, and I'm not just talking about like all your mates, your workmates, your family, let other people know. Because the more we have in both of those apps, the more we can grow. And if you think about this, right, in Newcastle, yeah, there's a Newcastle Park. It's on the quayside. It's the other side of the Copthorne when you move out of like city centre, just down from Scotchy Road. And you have got big office buildings there. So that environment where you begin in one, like a corner environment where, you know, everything's bright, you've got a nice view outside and stuff like that. Eventually, it would be the whole floor. So, however big the building is, give you one example. British Airways, I think, has an office on the quayside, but it's in the Newcastle Business Park, and they probably have 1, 2, 3 floors. Start with one, and then you expand, because both of them are wanting to grow. The more they grow, the more other things can also be helped. One example for you. When I was on the buses, if you did a swap, you swapped your shift with somebody else. You put some money in a little like container, and that was for the air ambulance. So it would be to say to places like that, the homeless, etc., turn around and say, there's funding, because you're giving back to the community. That's got to be important, and that's one of the key values. It's not just about like buying big houses, a fleet of lovely, beautiful cars. I'm not interested. And, you know, buying a great big yacht and stuff like that, I'm just not interested in it. Do you think it will feel to prove? Or yeah, well, the one thing which I really want to do is this. First of all, have the office space in the city centre with the name like on the door, and on the outside of the building like a neon sign saying seeking you and Geordie Nation, because the people of Newcastle, that's important here. Doesn't matter where I live in the world. That doesn't matter. The passion. You know, somebody said to me a long time ago, you can live anywhere in the world, and you can walk into a bar, and there's somebody who will hear you and turn around and go, "Harry, Bonnie lad." You know, it's infectious. And when I did the buses, I tried to climb the ladder. They weren't interested, and eventually, out the door. Simple, you know. Benny, I mentioned this to you. I think I've mentioned it to you at least 3 times. And look, I've only got 5 fingers. Well, 4 fingers and a thumb, to be precise. I will go back and finish the web Development 3, once two things are live. And that's the last time I'm going to say it, because it gets a bit much when you keep repeating stuff. How will you be vetting the homeless people? I won't be. What I'm going to do is, there's different organizations that assist those who are homeless. They always need more funds. So I'll give them the funds. And that will be a write-off. So I can say to the tax man, well, instead of wasting all this money on like a fleet of Bugattis, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, etc., I'm gifting this money to something that's going to help people. And if the opportunity comes up where a building becomes available and there's enough cash in the kitty to do it, from sponsorship, advertisements on both, make a purchase and then say to people, here is a safe environment. Couple of rules, and that's it. And there is a track that you can follow, and that will put you back within the community. And you can only do that once Seeking You and Geordie Nation have been going live, and it's making money. You can't do it any other way. Why is it taking so long? Because there's Benny, I'm one person. No, you're not. Yeah, you are. But my point is this. I'm trying to do things like I've mentioned, yeah, at the start of this live. Things are moving forward. People, experts, are coming in to investigate. The bits and pieces that's right at the start before you came in, yeah. Watch the live again, and you know what I'm saying to you is this: the Web Development 3 is bought and paid for. Nothing else has to be like chucked at it. It's just a case of me. If I go into, say, Nottingham, into the college at Nottingham and say, can I come into a classroom environment where I just do that, and you know, I'm just waiting, and the person comes up and goes, yes, Paul, what's the problem? This is the problem. Do I press this? Do I do this? That is how I learn. If there's nobody, it's like chucking you in the deep end and saying, swim or drown. No, see, my brother, yeah, bless him. I mean, he's going through some hard time at the minute. It's health issues. And he's got me worried sick. And it's one of those things. Your health is very important. Now, there's 17 people here. However, come on. 17 people, let's get 17 likes. However, come on. AE, why are the comments saying the plant is CGI? That plant there. Oh man. The door CGI as well. See? CGI, BGI, TGI. Oh man. So, have we put that to bed? CGI, BGI, and F, all that. Have we put that to bed? So, we've got 2 likes, 17 people here. Oh, come on. However, you see, here's the thing for you all, yeah? This morning, I changed Paul Gallant 8K. Doesn't exist anymore. The new thing is what I was showing you in a video last night. The video cut off because I was doing that many things yesterday, I forgot to delete the previous video. Pardon me. And that's why I cut off. So my problem now is the camera that's in the cupboard, the little camcorder, purchase from Amazon a 512 gigabyte stick. Stick it up its backside times 2. I need 2. That's going to cost 90 something quid. Then go and get another camcorder. Once I've done that, I've got 2. So my mobile phone can get put to the side. Here, laptop, and 2 camcorders for when I come up to St James's Park, because I am going to be coming back up. I'm going to renew my club membership, and I have part paid for the new hooped version of the old strip. You remember the one that David Ginola used to wear? And the new home kit, but not the brand new one, because I don't like the way the stripes are on it. Just don't like it. So I'm going for the one from the season we've just had. And that will have, in that white space at the back, that will have my name and the number 9. So there. Bark. Good evening. It's afternoon now. Why do you need 2 camcorders? That's simple. I'm applying for my passport, so I can go to the airport once I've booked the flight, depending on where we're going, whether it's Italy, Germany, France, Spain. Book a flight, 2 days. First day, explore the area. Second day, take the game in. do a video outside live, then fly back. That's it. Yes, Germany, Holland. Yeah, many moons ago. Yes. Where's the money coming from? How much does it cost to fly to Europe? Put your comments in chat. How much does it cost? Are we talking $1,000? Come on. How about get those keyboards working, man? And get those likes up. Because you see, here's the thing, right? While I'm chatting away, the new channel is going to have me for 5 minutes at the beginning. Right. Are you going to claim Pip? Was that it? How are you going to claim Pip? Gallivant? Is that gallivanting, is it? Around Europe? I'm not gallivanting. What I'm going to be doing is, and let me just tell you, let me just correct you, okay? Personal independent payment, yeah, is a benefit. It has nothing to do with the one I'm currently on, because I'm coming off that. So it's got nothing to do with it. Europe is huge, correct? Yeah, we got Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and Germany, Belgium, Holland, France, Spain, Switzerland, Italy, and Greece. So yeah, it is pretty big. But how much, if like I'm going to give you one country, how much would it be to fly to Italy? 60 seconds. Come on. Now there's 18 people here. It's like pulling teeth out of a great white shark. Come on, get those likes up. You're not here just for, the fun of it. You're here to learn. I mean, that's the purpose of adult learning. Because this is part of a series. Pretty cheap if you fly with Ryanair. Okay. Benny has turned around and says, you have 70 pence in the bank. There's your answer. There's not 70 pence in the bank. And what you're looking at, Benny, is this. This is what your mindset is stuck. You're like somebody who has walked over a peat bog and they've got their foot stuck. And you're sinking. Because at the beginning, it tells you in the description. It tells you because I've decided to make that leap. So it's a trip to the job centre you need, fella. Uh-huh. Well, won't be bothered by that for another half an hour. So here's the main points, and it's this. If you are coming in to my live and you have, let's throw a spanner in the works, you can't. It's that simple. You can't. To Benny, who let that one slip by, shady ground. You are warned. Now, going forward with the new channel, you're going to have me for 5 minutes. I'm going to be speaking to you about what's going to happen after the 5 minutes. Then, at the end, you can do as many comments as you want. Because what's going to happen should blow your mind. It should. I'm using something which is in the top 3 on planet Earth currently. And that's how powerful it is. There's only one problem with it. And that is what I showed you in the video last night. 3, the next one, and then the top one. That's the only problem. The other is 10 minutes pilot episode. And on that one, you'll hear me. You'll not see me, you'll hear me as I'm explaining what you're watching. Well, in who here is the place to be, because you've been nice at the end of the day. Black Beauty would be too heavy to take out of the house. Would be better to do live music on OnlyFans. Now, as far as I know about that platform, is it's women, from what I know. I haven't been on it. I've just watched a documentary about it. What's in the fridge? Milk, eggs, bacon, and a few other bits. Oh yeah, I've got both Black Beauty and an acoustic. And there is an acoustic going to Manchester. Yeah. It's going all the way up to Manchester, and then I'm taking 2 guitars to Manchester, 2 acoustics, and say to the person, this is what I want you to play. And then when you can play this, you will want to learn other things. Because it's natural. You start, like years and years ago, I went to Windows in the Central Arcade. I gone downstairs, got the strings, and then got the tuner. went upstairs to the main floor where you come in, asked somebody who was walking by, and they says, go upstairs, and they do these books about this big. It's white, and that shows you where to put your fingers on the fretboard to play. And that's where I began. Living the high life. Yeah, I've got the Lamborghini Aventador outside. Yeah, living the high life. Yeah, by God. So, I will tell you here when the first pilot is for the Mighty Magpie show, and it'll be 10 minutes a pilot. And if you like the pilot, I'll take the 10 minutes and take it to 30 minutes. So with the 30 minutes, you'll get me for 5 at the start, and then you get 25 minutes of action and lots of noise, because there will be lots of noise. The show is centered in one location. Have a guess where that location is. So, is it going to be an AI generated show? Isn't 10 and 30 minutes the numbers? Yes, it is. Beg my pardon. The pilot is 10 minutes to give you a rough idea. Then, if you like the pilot, if the pilot gets 100,000 views or higher, I said it as 100,000. If it gets 100,000 or higher, then you get 30 minutes. Well, 25, because I'm going to be at the start. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. And I've got to do scripts for it. But that's going to be a challenge by itself. Extra Super Gaming Lad, will it be broadcast? There's a good possibility. I was doing a post on Reddit this morning, and with that post on Reddit, I explained the future, what I think the future is going to be of gaming. You see, you got like Call of Duty and what's the other one? Call of Duty. Oh man, Escape from Tarkov and other games. There's one based in Vietnam. Trying to think what the title is of it, but it has escaped me. But it is a blooming good game. It's got a big red dot in the middle of the map, and you can't go there because you'll die. No, ChatGPT is not going to do the script. That's my job. And I'm going to be using Word to put in everything and then spell check the damn thing. Well, here's the thing, right? With that, as extra super gaming lad is on about, the beauty with what he's just been on about is it comes to you. And because it comes to you, you'll notice, what am I not wearing? Hmm? Who is doing the voices? Eventually, people, real live people. And I want it to be an education. Now it's 15 here. Before we finish, let's get 10 likes. Eh? Or do I have to jump in the sea and look for a megalodon and try and pull its teeth out? You know, it's so hard. What do you mean it comes to you? All will be explained. An image which comes to you. Think about it. No, I can't show you a clip. That's the honest answer. Well, Benny, as I said in the description, and I mean this, if you're coming in and you've got a grasp of where I'm going in life, yeah? So you either believe, there is no other way around it. So that's it. No extra super gaming lad. Now, I've asked really nicely, and you'll notice one thing. I never ever use bad language, and I never will. I will get angry, but I store that anger here, and then when I go into the room where Black Beauty is, pick it up, switch it on, bang. Black Beauty gets all of the stress because years and years ago, I thought, why get stressed and beat up? Why not just play music? Music is turning the frustration and the anger, it turns it round. It's constructive rather than taking my mobile phone, if I've got it in my hand, and going, because what does that do? Nothing. It just means you've got to go out and buy a new one. So it's all part of adult learning. Ten-minute pilot, yes. Benny, yes. But it's not ready. Because I showed you a video last night, which was 3 minutes and so many seconds, which cut off. And that showed you prices. Innovation comes with a price. And as everybody knows, or they should do, you can't say to Universal Credit, please, sir, can I have some more? Doesn't work. No, I don't have any anger. I just what do you call it? When I'm feeling a bit miffed, down, and all the rest of it, just pick the guitar up. I play with the top string for up and down between G and the 7th and 9th position on the top string, and I just keep going up and down until I go into a power chord, or I'll go to an A, a G, a D. That's, to me, it's like getting a rubber and going, yeah, you were angry, you're not anymore. And one of the things before I finish, yeah, can you see that there? See it? Look down from the finger, yeah? You see that? Right there. That is solid. Now, it's not there. Not there at all. That's as soft as a baby bone. That part, right, just right there, sticks out. It's solid. Still doesn't stop me playing guitar though. Now, 1 hour and 36 minutes. Let's see if you're in better fettle tonight, 7 p.m. And there's a reason in the next. I want you to take note. Yeah? Use your ears and your eyes. You see, when I mentioned to you before, the new channel, I'm setting a target before it's even launched. 100,000 subscribers. And if I get that, I can say to the club, there you go. So, I'm a coder with experience. Which chords would you like to chat? Well, if you are around at 7 p.m. and I have enough of them, yeah, because at the minute I've got 3 and there's 14 here. You see, you want me to, there's a few people who turn around and says, will I be travelling to away matches? Depends on you. Because the way I see it is this. There are a lot of fantastic Newcastle United YouTube channels. There are. But what I give you, nobody else does. And I mean that. Nobody else does. So you prove to me between now and August, you prove to me by jumping my subscribers and that little thing. See, subscribing to a YouTube channel and doing that costs you nothing. Your choice. And the new channel, before that goes to the new CEO of Newcastle United, it has to have 100,000 subscribers. By which time the channel you're watching right now should be close to the same figure, because this one began before the second one. Choice is yours. 1 minute, 1 hour 40, and I will see everybody tonight, 7 p.m. Don't be late.